Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Dapper Degens. If you are joining us for the first time, my name's Josh Albrecht, and these are my buddies here. We are a crew of friends who met over these shirts and our love for not only the shirts, but Disney and a whole bunch of other things. And we just love talking about stuff, and we're just guys that talk about the interests that we have. The biggest thing that happened recently with our group was that I pulled a little bit of a surprise in showing up to an event that Roosevelt's, once again, the shirt group, was throwing in New Jersey. The other four guys were planning on being there already. And we had this idea, Martin and I, to make a cardboard cutout version of me to be there, which you can see right by Will. And so we made that.
He lives in New Jersey now.
And I showed up. And so it was really great that the five of us got to be together and hang out and see each other, because it had been since you guys were all here in Milwaukee that the five of us were together, right? So that was what was that? That was 3 months?
Oh, almost 2 months ago.
I know that.
Yeah. So that was an awesome time, and everyone was super happy that they were surprised and found out about it in the moment. No one was upset. Or
I'm pretty sure I was in Magic Kingdom when I found out. I was like in Tomorrowland when I found out.
Dan, where were you, bud?
I think you were right next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe Dan's exact message to me was like, "Are you effing kidding me?" I was like, "Okay, all right. Well, we'll see how this goes when you see me in Hoboken." But ended up being an awesome time, and we'll talk about it. So the reason why we were all in Hoboken was because the Roosevelt's co-founder, Steve Gebhardt, passed away tragically in his sleep at the age of 40, and the company wanted to do something to honor him and have us all be able to be a part of it. All of the insiders, a group of 30,000, were made aware of this. 350 people plus showed up at the event, and we were all there. A lot of things happened. A lot of emotions took place. There were happy tears. There were sad tears. There was just a lot of stuff going on. I want to get your guys' thoughts on the whole event. We'll start with you, Martin. What did you think?
I mean, first off, I was tired. I had just come off of, 2 nights down in Orlando, took a 6 a.m. flight, but there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people that I knew already, even more that I don't know. And honestly, just everyone's energy is really what kept me awake all day. It was really fantastic. It was nice to see everyone there.
Absolutely, it was. Ross, you were, with him, and so were you, Dan. What did you think of the whole event?
It was really good. We it was just all around great energy, like Martin said. We got to celebrate Steven and with his family and other group members, and I don't know, couldn't have imagined a more perfect day. I mean, weather was great, the vibe was great. I'm so glad we got to make that happen.
Yeah, it was great. Will, now you weren't with them. You were in New Jersey, which is home for you.
It is home.
But what did you obviously you had a much different story to tell than the rest of us, because everyone came to you.
Yeah, for once, everyone came to the great state of New Jersey, and I tried to be the host with the most, as to the best of my ability, between picking up people from airports, finding restaurants, finding places to hang out, and just making sure everybody had a really good time and had a really good impression if this was their first true trip up to the place that I call home for the past 36 years. And
now I really want to. It was an awesome time. It was a roller coaster, like I said, of emotions, but it was a beautiful day. I don't think that was a coincidence.
No, it's normally 10 degrees colder.
And it was, it was great. It was a lot of people, man, the amount of people that were there that, I'd never met before. That was the time. And there were people saying to me, going, oh my gosh, it's you. And I was like, and it's you. It was awesome to have that. I don't think any of us, though, had as big of a roller coaster emotional day than Dan. And so, Dan, the floor is yours. I want you to tell everyone kind of start to finish what you went through that day.
Well, first and foremost, I was the idiot that there were 3 separate meetups that week. And so I went down to Florida early for the concert and just death heat and rain and stayed through and then did the same late night stuff that the Ross and Martin did. But I had a little bit of flight trouble. I was supposed to be on their flight. I got booted from the flight. They lost
They're
my
like coming
luggage
to New Jersey, right?
to New Jersey from
Yeah.
Florida. And they lost my luggage when I did get to New Jersey, and then probably an hour of car rides. And they were originally going to say I wasn't going to get there until 8 p.m. But fortunately, got on an 8 a.m. flight. I happened to have some other insiders on it, which was incredible. And somehow I beat them to Pier 13. But let's just say I was in a horrible mood. But a certain somebody who may or may not be on this podcast was tracking my location. And next thing you know, I pop out of the Uber and it's not just like the folks on this podcast yelling my name. It was probably like 20 plus people, and even people I've never met before just start going, Dan. And man, you want to talk about mood going from crap to like, oh yeah, it's on. But I mean, that's just the type of emotional roller coaster this was, that you're meeting all these people that are connected because of something relatively silly, if you think about it, just like a shirt or a company. But the bonds that folks have and meeting your internet friends and people that I've been talking to for, years, and it was just so cool.
It really was. And I know that we all have highlights. I got to say, one of them for me, not that it was the plan for this to take over, but I know in the first episode we talked about how Ross is kind of known as the tux guy and the guy that gets the shorts made. Well, I'm going to do this again, but I had I had the shorts made.
That's a
the
nice tie.
S is for Legend shorts made, and the amount of people that were like, "Oh, look at the shorts," and I was like, "Yep, I got like a ton more at home," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think there are people that don't have any custom shorts." And is it weird that thought never crossed my mind? Like, everyone's got to at least have one pair, right?
I don't
know.
Nope.
There are a ton of people that don't. Ross, you and I have problems. We have a
Yes.
But here's the thing, you're not the
Problem.
worst. Y'all may be more known for it, but there are people who make your custom shorts collection look like nothing.
That's what I needed to hear. I needed to hear that there were people.
Yeah, there's always somebody in the community that will always justify you don't have a problem because they've got like 3 times the amount of stuff you
Yep.
got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was that, and we saw that with just people. How many shirts do you have? And then you hear the number, and you go, oh my god. But it was awesome meeting a lot of people and just having those experiences. I know for me, getting to meet Ricky for the first time was awesome. I kind of knew that if I didn't come here, that might be a while before I ever get to truly meet him. So that was cool. There were just a ton of people. And then, so after, we're all just kind of drinking and talking the whole time. And then they go, all right, we're going to take the group photo. And they just shove everyone to the back of the pier. Now, a pier, right, it's like a long, and we have all these people, but we don't line up the long way. We're going the short way. There's no way you could see half of us in that photo with 350 people. And they're talking to us on a megaphone, which the majority of the time, huh? What?
Yeah.
And I
it's accurate.
hear Schreiner say, Mike Schreiner, one of the employees, say, we're also gonna auction off a Ninja Hops shirt. And I go, oh, cool. It's a 3X Ninja Hops. And I'm like,
Oh boy.
no. Okay. I'm like, I can't afford this, but I mean, I'm still gonna, and especially knowing that the proceeds of it were going to Steve's memorial fund. So it was like even more like, oh, this is gonna go. I walk up and I tell myself, I'm like, all right, Josh, your max is $1,000. You don't even have that, but like, that's it. You got to tell yourself that. They go, we're going to start the bidding at 300. I'm like, all right. First person, 1,000. I was like, all right. See you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Walked away. I was like, I was in that contest for less than 3 seconds. It was done. Who ended up with the shirt? Do we know who got the shirt?
I think we do know.
I think we
Oh,
do
who got
know.
it? Oh, we do know who
Oh.
won.
Oh, what's going on camera?
What's
Someone's
that?
doing a shirt change.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
Dom, Daniel.
Wow.
Well,
So Dan comes away with the shirt, and it went for a little more than $1,000.
Yeah. There was
Yeah.
another insider. Both of us are very big on taking the opportunities for, supporting good causes. So we already knew we were going to do something big, and a bunch of other insiders just got on board, and it is going even bigger than what happened at the event. But yeah, we did a good thing.
Which is awesome. And I think all of us appreciate, what you guys were able to get that number 2 and the support that it's going to do for the Memorial Fund. It was awesome.
hey, Dan, what was that?
Oh, this whole thing. So amongst all my troubles getting out there were some very, very kind people that the night before they did kind of like a beer swap. And one of the things they did was made custom koozies to
Oh.
match the particular brewery that originated the Ninja Hop shirt.
Which is
And
Departed
so-
Souls.
Departed Souls. And so another insider was like, dude, you got to have this, and gave it to me. And then there's matching hop stickers for all of the different turtles.
So now you have the whole set. Now you got the
So I
koozie.
did learn there's hats
Yes.
that are different than this turtle hat that's there, which did come from Departed Souls too. And apparently there's a sun hat, like one of the big brim floppy hats
There
Yeah.
is.
that have this pattern in.
I've never seen that.
I have seen the sun hat. Yeah, not in person, but I have seen a few
Somebody just posted a picture of it the other day, and so that may or may not be in my in search of, just so I can have a gaudy
of
dad
course.
bod at Disney,
Oh,
like experience out in the
Man, would
sun.
that be a great photo?
That does
So,
sound pretty useful to me.
Speaking of the hat you're wearing, though, it has some pins on it that we've talked in the past about pins, which Roosevelt's has also started doing. And I decided personally that the main thing I was doing the pins for is if I could put them on a hat. Not everyone loves the pins on the hat. I do. So I got, the ones that you see here. Put those. They're the same ones that Dan has on his hat there. That's the only reason why I had the pins. Did everyone satisfied with the pins they got? What is their plan? Are you guys just put them on your little cork boards? What's your plan there?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm way down the pin rabbit hole. They're not as well organized as, say, Dan or Ross.
Oh my God,
Um,
So you're a
but-
pinhead?
Martin,
Or wait, no, that
Is
would
there-
be me.
is there a pin mountain?
uh, I cannot confirm or
Oh
deny
Oh God.
Oh
that statement.
gosh.
You need help, man.
No, it's a
Yeah,
pin
help
valley
you.
between the two shirt mountains.
Oh, how
There
is
we go.
Shirt Mountain, by the way? We never saw a photo. Are we seeing a photo of Shirt
Yeah,
Mountain
no,
soon?
I took a photo. I need to find it on my phone, right?
Okay.
Because I have Photo Mountain on my phone. It takes a little
lots of
bit to
Photo
get,
Mountain.
through those.
Good.
I
God.
will
Good.
I will send it over. I'm sure we can probably put something up,
Yeah,
for people
I'll throw
to
it on
see.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take care of that. We'll take care of that.
Well, I mean,
Um,
Ross, you got shirt curtain behind you.
Yeah, I think that's just a green screen. Actually, that's not a.
Oh, that's
right.
right.
Oh,
Okay.
it's not.
Okay, look at that. Just a decent.
No, that's
amount
the
of,
sound dampening for his studio.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
That's why you need more shirts. for
There you go.
sound
That's what I'm saying.
purposes.
I'm saying it.
Brilliant. So I want to talk about. I wasn't there, obviously. I know, Will, you weren't there either. But you guys talked a little bit. You touched a little bit on the fact that you guys were in Orlando the night before at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and there were a lot of insiders there. So tell us exactly how that came together and how there were so many people there to do this right before, like, almost all of them ended up in New Jersey. Martin, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I can take no credit to this. It was all Kevin Wilcox. Probably, I think the tickets went on sale for Mickey's Not So Scary, which is the Walt Disney World Halloween event, back in June-ish. And he knew he wanted to put something together, a small meetup, sometime earlier on in the season when people had more availability. So, like, he just threw it out there on Facebook. Next thing you have 10 people saying yes, you have 20 people, 30 people. I lost count at 40. But overall, I want to say we probably had at least 60 there between,
Lord.
actual insiders and, their plus ones. And it's always great to see that many people, like, just wanting to get together, even if it's just for a photo op that takes 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The logistics of it alone, scare me. So thank you, Kevin, for,
Yes,
being
thank
the
you.
one to control that.
Oh, yeah.
And so then you guys, the three of you, did this as I'm trying to figure out how I'm getting to the airport and making sure that when I come home to my newborn child and my wife and my other child, that my key still works to get in the house. Will is in New Jersey, making sure to pick people up and dealing with all of this and being a good host. And then the three of you that night are partying, knowing that you have to get up at the ass crack of dawn to
Yeah.
get to the airport to get to New Jersey.
Yeah. I know I personally, I called it an earlier night. I know Ross, and Dan definitely stayed out.
Ross
later
doesn't
than
know
I
the
did.
term early night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did take a minivan home though, so I kind of copped out there. So
You
I
have
took
to explain.
no.
That's-
So the
That's an Uber.
minivan.
That's the Disney Uber, right? That's
Yeah.
like that.
So
Okay.
the minivan is a more expensive Lyft ride that will drop you off and pick you up in the bus area. So we bypassed the TTC, the Ticket and Transportation Center. So versus us waiting for the monorail to come by or the boats, we had a big suburban that's
Yep.
way bigger than a van and probably could have fit about 8 people in it. Picked Lana and I up and took us back to our resort, and it was much needed because I wasn't going on much sleep at all.
Yeah, and then you had a flight in 6 hours. So
Yeah, and then
perfect.
In 3
No,
hours.
it was probably more like 4 hours by the time
Yeah.
Ross left.
But see, here's the thing, right? Like,
Yeah, tell me how
I
this is
think I
okay,
did-
Martin. Yeah.
I did a good job of, like, waking up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, because our flight's at 6. And so, like, I wanted to be at the airport by like 5 o'clock because we started boarding at 5:25. And I get to the airport, I get through security, and that early, there's hardly anyone there. I get on the plane, and Ross texts me. He's like, "What time is our flight?" And I'm just like, "You are joking me, right?"
Yes. So I was going through so I was sitting there and I was like, I got to the gate and I'm like, there's no one here. And I'm like, and I showed up an hour before the flight, the wheels up. And I'm like, am I really the only person here? And so like as we were like one of the first people on, and I was like looking over my shoulder, making sure, like seeing if anybody from our group saw me come onto the plane. And then I know Martin got upgraded, bougie. So he's up at the front of the front of the plane, like row 2 or something. And I was like, I gotta fuck with him. So I'm like, what time's our plane leave? And he's like, what? That was fun. It was great.
Yeah, laugh it up. Well, I'm at the bag check area getting
You
kicked off
should
the
totally have
plane.
missed that flight.
I showed up an hour before. I don't know how I beat everyone.
Yeah, you're a trooper, man. You are a
Oh
trooper.
my god.
I mean,
15 minutes
that's-
before door closed, Ross on Spirit.
yeah. I mean, I was going on 3 hours of sleep the night before. I flew in
Right.
from Fort Lauderdale. So
God.
it was
Have you ever thought about like, not having your schedule be like that? Or
We wouldn't have it any other way, Josh.
dude.
I don't
I
know.
mean, like Martin and I were at the Horror Nights the night before until what, like 2 a.m.
Yeah, it was a late night.
Yeah, but when did you get started the next day? I bet it wasn't at 5 a.m.
No, I
No.
slept until noon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ah,
Exactly. That's the difference. Ross is like, okay, 2.5 hours of sleep this night, 45 minutes the next night. This is good. That's
I'm
like
not
a
gonna
total
lie.
of almost 4 hours over 2 nights.
The 4 hours of sleep I got before New Jersey, I actually felt well rested
You're
compared.
an animal.
I was like, man, I got some sleep tonight.
Ross, you're number 1, and I'll let you pick which finger.
Oh my gosh, dude. That is wild. Okay, so now I don't even know where in the history map of where is Ross and when is he sleeping. Was you guys also the 4 of you together at Yellow Card, because you guys saw Yellow Card at Disney
Yeah.
World as well. That was how many days?
Well, don't forget
Or-
Hoobastank too.
True. Yes.
yeah, Hoobastank.
They were great. They were fantastic.
Yeah, anyway, so Yellow Card was as I was saying, so Yellow Card was this. It was a week before, right? I have, or
Yeah.
less than, right? Because it was Sunday.
It
Yeah,
was
so
the
we got in
Sunday
Saturday.
before.
Yeah,
So-
Sunday and
so-
Monday was Yellow Card.
So Sunday, Monday, and then Ross. When are you back in Florida?
That's a good question because I got to work this morning and booked another trip. So
I don't understand any of
'cause
you.
it was like a 4-week gap, and it was like a little bit too long for us. So
Yeah,
yeah,
probably.
so,
As one does, you know.
yes,
I mean,
obviously. Yeah.
so, we're going back October 5th and 6th.
Wow, a full 2 weeks without. What are you going to do with yourself?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. Jeez.
DVC has told me that it's 17 days, so
okay.
Yeah,
it's quite a
well,
while.
I feel bad for you, man. I feel really
Thanks.
bad that you have
Thank
to
you.
wait 17 whole
Yeah.
days until you're
So-
doing that again.
Here's
So
the
talk
thing,
to
though.
me-
He mentions DVC, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's kind of snobby because I can get decent deals at the hotels just on the outside. But I do got to say, Will and I, as we were going through the chaos of the Yellow Card stuff, end up because Ross was unbelievably nice. We stole one of his nights, and we were at the Poly.
How does he have, how do you have nights to give?
I have no idea, but all I know is my name was on the reservation, so therefore the door
for you.
opened for
Good for
me.
you. Yeah, I mean, you took care of business. That's all
I
you
said,
need to worry about.
abracadabra, this bed is now mine, because at that point,
Done.
the heat nuked us. We
Yeah.
were just dead.
So this was
And-
post concert.
So this is
Like that night?
post-concert, post-after.
So talk to me
drinks.
about the concert, because I saw things on social media that it was insanity, that it was just completely packed. This was in Epcot for you Disney nerds. It's in Epcot. It's in like the main amphitheater, I guess, that they have there. That's in
Yeah,
like
just
America.
outside of America.
But if you've never been to Epcot, this area, it's like a big circle, right? So there's not a ton of room to pack people in before they're starting to come along the sides. And I heard that it was bleeding into the other countries.
I think they said
Oh yeah. So just for
3D.
record, there's 11 countries, and the line, including America, technically went through a total of 4 countries.
My Lord. So how early were you guys there? Because from the photos, it looked like you were in the amphitheater, like you were in the seats.
We had some
Oh.
tricks, but
Oh,
okay.
we lined up about an hour and a half early to start, and we were already
Quarter
like 2
after
countries
4.
over.
You guys
Yeah.
definitely had some
At-
help. There's
At
no
quarter
way.
after 4, we were standing in front of the Italy food booth.
That's you. Yeah, I feel like there
Well,
were already 1,000 people lined up by that point.
There was a good bit in front of
250,
us.
Yeah, I
300.
bet.
We just,
So
we
how
worked.
was it?
We
How
worked
was
our
it- how-
celebrity statuses.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
we
and-
worked the
and-
charm.
Yeah, and somehow that worked. Everyone was like, "We're friends with Ross. You know, Ross. He's here like every day. You know, Ross.
Yeah.
We're here with Ross.
You know that guy?
We did get row 2. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That
did
was-
get row 2. There was a row 2, there was a row 4, and then there was like, oh, we're soaked. We're just gonna sit with the normal people in the back.
God, how was the show?
Oh, it was insane.
It was
Yeah.
insane.
It was just ridiculous. I haven't seen Yellow Card perform live since 2005, and
Oh wow.
yeah, like college, very, very long time ago. And it was just the energy was insane. The fact that people are
was-
just screaming songs. I mean,
it was
Ryan
very
walked
sweaty.
up to sound check and he's in a Technicolor Trooper tux and he's just like running past everybody in Roosevelt's gear and everybody's losing their mind and just it was
You're wearing what we wear.
no, it wasn't
Yeah.
it was like you just hear the
Me-
roar
me,
come up
you?
as he's walking through Italy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're like, wait,
You mean
and
me?
it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like
That's
Yeah.
how you guys
sponsored
all
event or
look, by the way.
anything. He wears it because he likes them.
Yeah.
I just
I
want
mean,
to
he-
point
he
out how
kinda has a
stupid
whole
you guys all
closet
look.
of it.
Like I wasn't even there, and I'm sure when you're yelling like that and pointing at your shirt, it doesn't look normal. Just
You do the
No,
same
no,
thing.
you just
Josh.
quietly go
You
up
do the
and
same
fist bump him like Mr. Willa down there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit.
Will,
Good.
did you get your hand, like encased, like you
Um,
talked about?
No,
No.
but
Oh, okay.
Well, Will
So-
was on a special mission while we were there.
I don't want to
Explain.
talk about it.
Okay.
So
wasn't
I
on the
may or
note.
may not, have been sitting directly behind Mrs. Ryan Key in the amphitheater at one point that evening, and I may or may not have found out that they were going to the Enchanted Rose that night after everything was done.
Oh.
So myself and Mr. Dan and our friends Tyler and Lindsay may have worked our way over there that evening before going to the
Oh.
Poly, courtesy of Ross.
Wow.
Well,
What a-
I'm sorry that you guys had such a crappy time.
It was
That really
obviously
sucks,
it was
and,
terrible. It was just
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear
0
that.
out
You
of
know,
10, do
yeah,
not recommend.
hopefully-
Sorry to
next
see one of like the best bands that
yeah,
the first time I saw him was like at that transformational teenage, years. But
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
really-
horrible.
I'm really
It was
sorry to
so
hear that,
horrible.
guys. That's tough. They did perform their version of A Whole New World, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Which is on the new album, the Disney album, A Whole New Sound, which is all
Yes.
covers of Disney songs. Everyone's heard it, right? Everyone did their homework.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't.
We're gonna go around the horn. I'm gonna start with you, Martin. Favorite song, least favorite song, and make it quick.
Oh, man.
So I really like Surface Pressure just because I'm a big fan of Encanto.
Okay.
My least favorite, I mean, this is like young Martin yelling at old Martin, is probably Eye to Eye, just because like I have such fond memories of a Goofy movie, and like I just enjoy the original so much more. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's
that
my
is the
take.
take. Okay. Dan, let's go to you.
can we pass and come back? No. So I struggle with the album. It's good. Yellow Card song. It's okay on the album, but it is definitely better live because the way that they perform
Yeah.
it, and when Chrissy comes in, it is a very emotional, just wall of sound coming at you, and it's perfect. But you don't capture that. Unfortunately, though, there are a lot of bands that I love, Suburban Legends, Punk Rock Factory, that do a lot of covers that were on the album that I think do a better job. But honestly, the one that got me the most, got me into the feels, is the Phil Collins cover, You'll Be in My Heart.
By Boys Like Girls.
Correct. Although if you listen to it and don't know it's from them, you would not guess, because they sing it and do an amazing, match to like Phil's voice.
Yeah, they don't jazz it up a whole lot.
No.
Ross, your favorite and least favorite song from the album?
I don't know if I can really answer a least favorite, but I can try.
Come on,
I
there's a definite answer, and I
Yeah,
think
there is
all of
an
us will
answer.
say
Go ahead.
it.
No,
But
there's no answer. This is
there
the
is.
first. This is the first CD I've listened straight through without skipping in a
CD,
while.
yeah.
I know you guys listen to way more music than I do, but this is definitely one that I've played a few times at work while booking DVC.
Favorite song,
And
least
so yeah,
favorite song.
I like Part of Your World. That's I don't know.
Okay.
It starts it
Newfound
off.
Glory.
It's
Yep.
great. It's good stuff.
Least favorite song.
to go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let it go. Oh yeah, sure, let it go.
I'll just answer it for
Oh,
you.
There you
okay.
go. Yeah, but it's a
William.
great. I would love the CD though. They did a great job.
Yeah,
I hope they do something like that again.
the set too for my walk-in. Go ahead, Will.
There's a lot of really great songs on it. Honestly, I think the best version of a song is "Go the Distance" from Hercules. Because
By We the
that
Kings.
song by We the Kings, because that song, hearing it and like the emotion that you feel through it is just
Yep.
fantastic. Like they capture it really well. And obviously Let It Go, I just think it's a terrible rendition. And it's nothing against the artist, it's nothing against anything. I think it just could have been put together and arranged better for their talents.
Just let it go.
So I will tell you that I didn't like that Let It Go was on there simply because I feel like it's so overdone and I wanted to hear something different. The song so I loved Go the Distance, and that was gonna be, I knew I was going to like that going into it. My favorite though was actually Remember Me by Mayday
Yes.
because I had
Yeah.
no expectations for what that was going to be, and they blew me away with their cover of it. I was like, damn, this is amazing. Like it was exactly what I wanted it to be. They took it up enough notches to where I really, really enjoyed their idea of it. My least favorite was Surface Pressure.
Oh,
Really?
I skipped that one. I'm like, this
Okay.
does nothing for me. It's a more upbeat song that could have really rocked.
Sure.
And the Plain White Tees just kind of like put some guitars behind it. And I'm like, no, you could have taken this way harder than you did. And that really disappointed me. That bummed me out.
Dude, if you want redemption, go listen to the Punk Rock Factory version of it.
Yes.
Just
I
saying.
have heard the Punk Rock Factory. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that they go a lot harder than these guys do in general with the with the songs. I do think in general it was all tastefully done. It's been on repeat for literally since it came out, the whole thing. If you haven't checked it out, we're not getting like money from Disney for promoting it or whatever, which is fans. Although if you want to, hit us up. Yeah, we're always listening. But I did think it was good. All right. So before
hold on. Can I break in real quick? Because
Yeah.
I want to comment. So Will said We the Kings, and I think this is great because I'm going to embarrass the crap out of him. One of the first times I met Will was we were at Mosh Isley in Orlando. And for whatever reason, the song Check Yes Juliet by We the Kings, just
great song.
memory bound to that song. And every time I hear that song, it's Will.
It's this guy.
Check Yes William.
Yes.
That's what it is for you. Aw, guys.
Aw.
That was man.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, pretty much everybody except for Martin has a song associated with him because he's not the big music guy, anyways.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll find one. It's
Yeah.
cool.
It'll
As long
have to
as you-
find you. You can't choose it.
That's true.
No.
So let it go. Let it go.
The wand chooses the
All right,
wizard,
yeah.
Harry.
All right. So no, that's different. That's universal. Okay. So before we wrap up here, let's talk about what's coming up next. So first of all, I gotta say, for me, what's coming up next is happening in less than 48 hours with the Dragon Ball Z drop from Roosevelt's. I'm super pumped about that. I don't know where I'm finding the money for it, but I mean, I remember talking to guys from HQ down in MegaCon about how cool it would be if they got some anime and they got some Dragon Ball Z stuff. And I was told then, yeah, maybe someday. And that day is coming in 48 hours. So I'm very excited about that. Have there been any drops that you guys have really appreciated recently or that you've heard rumors of that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to
That's-
the Steven shirt, like the
Oh yeah, the
the
pre-order
Hoboken
that we
shirt.
got from Saturday.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely looking forward to that.
We don't know. So those were pre-order, like they did not have them there, and we don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be a while.
I mean,
before we
technically
get
they
them.
did have them there. The family was
Yes.
wearing them, but for sale
Yes.
they were not.
Correct.
Physically
For us, they were not there. They were just for family. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit. Anyone else have any drops that came out? I know that I saw something about like a hoodie, a Marvel hoodie.
So there's an Agatha All Along hoodie that is being released in the next week or two, because that's a new series coming to Disney Plus.
Yep.
And that is a Disney specific from everything that I've seen. So not a Roosevelt's, hey, this is a really good thing. It's Disney specific. It's Disney owned. This could be the lead to Disney stuff in the parks, even more so than the stuff we saw at D23, which has been alluded to. There's NASA shirts at the Mission Space ride now.
Yep.
We've
True.
seen them. There are 3 or 4 designs there, which is great. It's just a matter of time.
They made their way in. Anyone else? Anything? Martin, I don't want an answer.
I mean,
from you. You don't need anything. You have 2
no,
shirts.
it's just gonna go. It's gonna go on top of the pile. You know.
Right.
So I did see the Robin Hood toy box in person when I was in Disney Springs, and I'm within 5 minutes went online and bought it.
Oh, that's all it took.
Yeah. It looked, I don't know why I slept on it. It was it looked really good in person. So I got that.
Welcome to Nottingham, the name of that one. Yeah. But it does have the Star Wars toy box design for those that know what the hell Ross is talking about. Yeah, just grab it off of the
Just grab it off the shelf.
background. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
it's in the Star Wars section somewhere.
And Dan, I mean, you just got a new shirt, so you're probably good for a little bit. You probably have that.
Most of mine is going to be focused on clearing out my closet to make room, because I may or may not have lost a little bit of weight.
Yeah, you still doing that thing with the losing weight thing?
I figured, I got to do it because that makes you and I competitors for the limited
cheers
releases, and I got to give you a go for the money.
Yeah, you're doing your thing. We're all proud of you for that as well. 100%. So we are going to start doing these more regularly. I know we came out with episode 1 and then we took some time off, but we're back now and we're going to be trying to put these out weekly, talking about whatever. If anyone, insiders, people that are watching this, you have questions, maybe you're not an insider and you're like, can someone explain to me in more detail what the hell you guys are talking about? Leave a comment, let us know on the video, and we'll be happy to bring that up in the next episode. Cheers, boys. Appreciate you.
Hold on, before you say it, can I steal your thunder?
Oh.
So I want to officially announce there is some big news going to be coming with me soon around starting a foundation and doing some really cool stuff for accessibility and technology-based, support services. So if we're ready to close out, Josh, can I say it?
You know what, bud? Go right ahead.
Hey, we're not done yet.